and we'll get the Q&A chat. We got that already. All right, let's see. Where's the chat? Let me go to the attendees. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I'll be your host today, Jared, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you have any questions of how to do certain things and decisions, I can definitely help you guys out as best as I can. And if I can demonstrate it, I'll demonstrate it. And if I can't, then we'll have a nice dialogue over it. A couple things to be aware of. We have some cool things as usual. We have our own Decisions YouTube channel where we post content pretty regularly. So please like, comment, subscribe, and that's the QR code to that YouTube channel. We also have the Decision Solution Marketplace where you can see different marketplace builds and examples of how we've utilized decisions in projects or simple designs. So that's another helpful resource as well. So with that being said, we're going to dive into the questions that we got. Hey, Kirsten.
Hello.
All right. All right. This isn't a product management. You have some product management thing to demonstrate, right? I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
I'm just
phew.
joining.
Cool, cool. Awesome. We got some good questions here. Let's see. Okay, Joe asked, how do you create a simple invoice report that shows parent items at the top and items that were bought listed as a table view, formatted to look appealing, not just a spreadsheet view? Can this be printed or does it have to be downloaded and then opened and then printed? Yeah, I'm going to give you permission. So these are great questions. I'll allow you to talk, Joe. So we can probably get some more context on it and I'll start kind of demonstrating what I think we can do. So you're trying to do this in a report?
I have, in my database, an external database, a parent table and a child table. Child table contains the details of the parent. They're linked between, a primary key and a foreign key. So all that's set up and the data is in there, right? So now all I want to do is, I have a form that shows the grid of, let's say, all the parent records. All I want to do is print out a report of, one or all of the parent records and show what would really be nice would be like, the first line would be the parent information. And then maybe the second line would be indented just a little bit. And then maybe 3 records representing the child, then go back to the parent, and the next parent record, if you will, and then maybe 5 line items showing the detail, or just a regular standard invoice type of look where you have one record only, not all of the records. Because I'm explaining 2 scenarios, right? The first one is all of the records, and then the second one is just a single one. Now, a single one would have to be, reasonably looking appealing if you're going to send it to a customer, right? You can't just give it to them in a spreadsheet view. And I just spent an hour with professional services and didn't get anywhere. And I figured, you know what, let me just throw this question out there and see if there's a better way to do it. And love this program, but there doesn't seem to be an easy way to do this unless I'm mistaken and I didn't get my point across.
Sure. Yeah. And maybe I may love to take you offline and maybe look at it because I'm curious about it because maybe there might be a way, but maybe it's something that maybe a little bit more take a little more time to develop. But what I'm thinking is this kind of what you're talking about, where it's like we have a profiler in decisions, and you can have a hierarchical view, and so you can have your parent record here, and then you have your child records. And I'm just curious what it looks like if I download this, and I can proceed. That's sure, so we could see what that looks like. When it's downloaded. All right, so here. I mean, so this is kind of what it looks like. It's not the best looking, but it kind of indents it. Is this kind of like something? It's kind of like what you're talking about.
That would work. Other than not being formatted, it's probably wider than an Excel page, and somebody would have to go clean this up as best they can, and all those steps that were needed to. That's why I kind of didn't want it in an Excel format.
Okay.
While it does work, it's not perfect.
Yeah, there's let me find this YouTube video. This is an older version, but I think it kind of talks about what you're trying to do. And maybe, and that's why I think I may take some time, I'd love to get some time off your calendar. Maybe me and you can look at it together. Because I built something like this, but it's not exactly. Where's that video? That video. Oh, that's right. It's on this thing, and it is. I basically oh my gosh, ads. And I may have showed this before. So if like something like this, where it's like you have some line items that develop here, but you want it to where it's not, instead of it just being the line item there, you want it indented. So like, let's say, we kind of
Well,
make this full screen.
that looks like a single record, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. That right there looks fine. I have a place to put the parent items, which is the top, the
Mm-hmm.
address, it looks like the whatever, and then the grid below, which is perfect. That
Mm-hmm.
would be the representation of one of my questions, which was how do you print a single parent item with all the child items? And you're showing me that.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
So
So yeah. There is. So this will be a little more involved. I wonder if this still works. Does this still work? Yes. Okay, this is an old project, but what I would love to do is if we can take this offline, I'll see if you have some time later today. I would love to
I
walk you
do.
through how. Oh, perfect. Because then what I'll do, just for sake of brevity, I'll download this and kind of reorient myself on how I built this thing, because this was 3 years ago. But maybe we can walk through the concepts and I can kind of show you how they work together so you can get this kind of a styling that you're looking for with it.
Okay.
Because it is
I
possible, it's
mean,
just you do have to
there
design
should
some
be a
things for it.
way to like, I mean, I'm not sure if you're familiar with like, any reporting software in the world, like Access or even reporting services, right? There's
Mhm.
usually a like, a field list on the right and you drag it into some canvas and you place the field exactly where you want it. So
Yeah.
it kind of looks right. I don't know if you have any of that.
Like a pivot table. I don't think we have any of that stuff, but like kind of like a pivot table-ish kind of idea where you drag things on and then you get the look that you're looking for. You can
Well,
subdo it, right?
yeah, I mean, like if are you limited to where you can put your text fields in a report that comes out or?
Are you limited? So, let's see,
Like
that's
if
a
it
really good
was a
question.
giant grid on a screen and
Mm-hmm.
you said, okay, I wanted to use the first column and the second column and put some data there and then slide all the way over to the right most column and put
Mm-hmm.
a date field there. When you print it, it would show the two fields on the left and the date on the right. That's kind of like what I'm getting at. If there's a way to,
Yeah. And I think the safe and maybe a Christian, I don't think this is even on the roadmap, but I don't think there is any of design like that currently in our platform. It might be something we're looking towards the future, but other than just if I go to a report designer, let me go into my test, right, where you can like drag, just the columns right and left. Let's see, test report, perfect. Right, where I could just drag the columns left and right. Other than that, there's no um, nothing like
but
that. I
this
go
this
ahead.
is all this is all information that's being displayed to the user. I
Correct.
have forms that do the same thing. You can get onto a single record and then press show
hmm
details, and then the child records come up in a separate form. Okay. But I can't get
hmm
that information out. Somebody goes, I just want to print out of this. How can I get a print out of this?
hmm
It just
Yeah, I
seems
got you.
like such a hard thing to do.
hmm No, I got you. Yeah. I think we just have to build some additional flow logic, and I'd love to walk you through, or maybe even help you build some of that because I don't. It's not. I don't think it'd be too complicated.
Hmm.
And I think the other thing that we may have is like I know we do have a matrix, so you can grab a field, and then it has the X and Y axis columns. And so if I want to say I want this one by name, we can save it. So Busch Gardens, and then if I add another dimension, is there like ticket price? Let me just do location because that would be the edit. Where something's going on? Yeah, just grab location. Let me remove this one. Remove it. Add dimension field. We're gonna add location. Perfect. We're gonna come out like this, and I'm curious. Let me run this report, and I want to download that, and I want to see if it comes out. Let's see matrix, and then see if I can print this out. Let's see what it looks like. So it can look out like this. So it does print out the matrix view in Excel like that, but still kind of not what you're looking for. Another thing you could do is there is these report output flows. Where are they? And I can orient some. This might be like a part 2 of our conversation where let me just research this. It's been a while since I've used it. Where it is where was it? It's results. There is a specific thing. Not report. I think it might be in settings. There is, oh, there we go, output handlers. That's what I'm looking for. And basically what that does is you can specify how you want the output of that. It's a type of flow that you can specify how you want that data. So let's say, yeah, uses flow logic and then exports the data as an Excel file for further organizing Excel files for generated reports. So if there's a certain format you want, you can utilize these output handlers for that.
I mean, I'd have to see an example of that to see, but you
Yeah.
kind of got, I mean, you hit the first one where you showed me that image of
Mm-hmm.
some parent records and some child records. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other way would just be, I think I can get just a simple report. But the
Sure.
problem that I'm having too is that when I make a join between these two tables, the
Yeah.
moment you join in details to a parent table, you're going to get multiple parent records,
Mm-hmm.
based upon the details, right? If there's 5 records, you'll have 5 parent records. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you try to push that out into some sort of a report, it doesn't, it's repeating rows, and
Sure.
there's got to be something in here that works with
Mm-hmm.
a one-to-many relationship. Not all tables and all reports are just, single flat tables. They're always multiple
Yeah.
tables,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, the many relationship. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. Do you got time? Let's see. Well, hold on, let me just look at my calendar real quick. Well, do you have time? I only have about 30 minutes, but we can definitely pick it up for tomorrow. But do you have time at 3? Wait, hold on. Calendar. I have too many calendars. Come on, phone. There we go. Yeah, do you have 3:30 or like 3:15?
I do.
3:15 to 4? Perfect. I'm gonna set that up right now, and then we can dive in and kind of take a look at that and see how we can help
That
out.
would be great.
Yeah. And 4, because I do have a hard stop at 4, so but I think that will help. And this will be Jared and Joe sync. Joe. There we go. And perfect. Oh, cool. I just sent that out to you, so I will go ahead and I'll look forward to meeting you on that, and
That'd be,
I'll educate myself on
that'd be
this.
great.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Alrighty, so that's that one. Next one is Umar. Azure Service Bus Queue Processor and its lease expirations get and delete. Can you please elaborate on that and practical example? You have a few questions. Yeah, let me give you. I won't be able to answer too much on it because I'm not a message queue expert, Umar. But I think we do have a document that covers it. So let me find. Let's see. Umar. So if you want to give some more context to it, I think there's a document, but
Yeah, I did actually look at the document as well as had looked at the videos as well. We
okay.
did implement, what was needed, but the strange thing was happening at least yesterday was even though we had that particular flow implemented, which is called like message queue
Mm-hmm.
handler something,
Yeah.
even though it was there and it was working okay, but somehow the message was not getting, like marked as like processed from the Azure service bus. So it was keep on getting processed after a few seconds again and again. So I was not
Mm.
sure, like, whether, there was something which we were missing yesterday, but somehow today it started
Uh-huh.
magically working.
Oh, okay. Well, that's funny.
Yeah. So, the default
Uh-huh.
option worked, the lease one,
Okay.
um, and it is working fine now, but I'm not sure, like, what changed from yesterday to today. I'm sure, like, we didn't change anything, but somehow it
Uh-huh.
has started working. So I just wanted to know, like, is there any step where we can explicitly say that now I'm done processing this message, mark this as like delete or something like that, as we would do in like C sharp, where we say that yeah, I am
Yeah.
done with this message.
It's not, what is it? It's not, what'd you say it was not deleting or is not?
Yeah, it was not like marking it for deletion in the Azure service bus. I was able to get it, I was able to process it as well.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm just curious what, because this is more of a like beyond decisions thing. And messages are not automatically. Oh, okay, here we go. The way messages is upon receipt is determined chosen, receive by peak lock or receive and delete. So yeah, I think on a quick Google, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Quick Google search. It sounds like it's a setting on Azure Service. It's a peak lock. Do you remember what the error is you're getting? Like I said, this is a
No,
little
we were
outside my
not
will.
getting any errors. We were not
Okay.
getting any error. It was just that the message was again like, was available for processing. So our handler,
Yeah.
which we had added in decisions, was like continuously processing at least 2, 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we,
This is
yeah.
uh-huh. But this is saying is it seems like it's something on the Azure Service
Yeah,
Bus
it's there
side.
on Azure, but I think, this particular thing had nothing to do with it because when we are defining the queue handler, right,
Uh-huh.
In decisions, it has those 4 options: lease with expiry or expire something, then
Mm-hmm.
get and delete. So, the get and delete by the name, it kind of means like, get the message and delete it from queue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even that was not working. Somehow today, like lease started working, which was the original setting anyways. So I
Mm-hmm.
was just not sure, like, is there any specific step also there which forces it to delete in the, corresponding queue? If we have any. I tried finding it, I didn't find anything, but I thought maybe, if it is there, it would be really handy because next time, who knows, like, we may get this kind of behavior again.
Right. And I think so this one retrieves and removes a message from the queue without sending an acknowledgement. So
Correct.
that one just gets it and removes. So I'm not sure if that's the one
Even
you'd
this was not
want.
working. Even this
Yeah.
was not working. So yesterday,
Uh-huh.
nothing was working. Whatever we choose, it used to keep on like, repeating the
Yeah.
messages. But today it has started working and there was no change done at the Azure side. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Well, it sounds like there's no change on either side, and it sounds like it's a weird. But I think probably the thing to check is, like I said, that issue. I think I found a Stack Overflow where someone described a similar issue, but messages are
Mhm.
still not removed from the queue. And
Yeah.
then so it sounds like it is something on the Azure side of it because ours basically all we do is we just talk to it,
Hmm.
and if there is, and if decisions is permitted to have access to update and delete messages, then it will. But from the sound of the problem, like I said, obviously it's fixed now. It just sounds like
Hmm.
it's probably something on the Azure side that maybe had been changed, or maybe one after a refresh, the settings kicked in, and now it was now processing it and allowing the processing of it. But there's
Probably, I
no,
don't know. I mean, yeah. I just
yeah,
wanted to like check whether, do we have like any
sure,
specific step here which would force it to like, delete. But it's okay. I mean, for now,
yeah.
I am not blocked.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we would, Umar, for that reason, because right, we try to play nice with other systems, and
Hmm.
other systems can still prevent decisions from doing something.
Oh,
So
definitely. Yeah.
yeah, so that's why like I love this. This is a great question because it illustrates when there is like an issue where decisions isn't deleting something from an external system. The best troubleshooting step would be start with that external system first, and then troubleshoot decisions internally. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's the only thing I could really see is that sounds like it possibly was some setting in Azure Service Bus that then got updated or something.
Yeah,
But
or it may be a temporary glitch in Azure also. Who knows?
yeah, exactly. So
Okay, no problems. Thank you.
of course, yeah, no, my pleasure. Appreciate the question.
No problem. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, Justin asks, how does the merged branch work exactly? I had two revisions. Oh, repository question. Okay, cool. Man, I love it. We got some nice questions today. Grant Long. Oh, love that video. Yeah, I can send you a link to that real quick. So you can see that type answer, and then I sent the link. I'll also send it in the chat. It was in regards to the question that Joe asked. All right, Justin, how does the merge and branch work? I had two revisions sitting in my dev branch that I wanted to merge to my main branch. However, when I selected the revision, I pushed first the first one. It showed both revisions, so I would have to deselect entities if I didn't want to push them together. This seems wrong, but I'm unsure. Could you give some more context? I think I get what you're saying. Let me try to, I think I have a repo server I can log into. Can I illustrate this? Bum, 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 bum. It's off screen right now. I'm gonna. My fingers are flying faster. All right, so repository. So let's say I got two. I think I have. Let's see. So yeah, it's how the merge, basically how a merge works. So let's say I want to merge. I think I could find something with a branch. Does anything have a branch? I created something with a branch. Hey, yeah, perfect. So let's say I have, let's say I have this branch, right? And I have trunk. So I have these two branches. So essentially what our merge thing does is essentially it just, if I say merge to branch and then I say merge it to of the QA branch, basically what it's going to do is it's going to select all the entities and you can check which of the entities you want to merge over, and then it's going to overwrite that revision on that branch. So if I uncheck any one of these, then those revisions to those entities won't be updated. But that's what happens. It just kind of says, okay, select the entities that will be merged, and then it's going to just say, since I selected trunk, it's going to copy the settings of trunk for those intake form, the test repository lifecycle, and then merge it into and then copy it and then basically paste it into the other branch. That's essentially how that works. You can also do it by specific entities if there's a specific entity you want to merge over, right? You could say I can merge that between branches and that stuff. But that's essentially how it does. It does it. You basically would just be overwriting. If you do the first branch first, then it's going to copy and overwrite trunk to be whatever the branch one was, and then if you did branch two, then it would just overwrite and copy whatever flows or updates that are apparent, and potentially overwrite changes of branch one, or just add the new additions. So yeah, did that clear it up, Justin? I can't hear you if you're talking. I see that you do have your mic on, but I don't hear any noise. Is it just me? Am I
He's
deaf?
saying his microphone is not working, but maybe.
Oh, but maybe maybe clear as mud. Got it. Okay, well, as you work on that, I'm just going to go to the next question, but I'll come back to you, Justin, because I would love to make it more clear for you. Anonymous attendee, ooh, someone hidden in the shadows, has a query: how to make a project folder available to a specific users and group. Do we add permissions for them to the folder? So yeah, if you want to make overarching like access to different processes, to different decisions projects, all you'd have to do is on each version 9 project, essentially this is just repackaged folders, this new project hub thing. And because it's a folder, all you have to do is just add the permissions of whatever designer user group you want to have access to whichever given project. So what this means is, let's say me, Kirsten and Gregory, they're part of Dev Team Alpha, right? And I want Dev Team Alpha to be able to access the asset tagging and the data cleanup project because I need them to add more stuff to it. And then let's say I have Jasmine who's on a Dev Team Beta. And I want Jasmine to have access to document routing and enhanced purchase requests. So all you'd have to do is in your overall settings of decisions, you can go to security and groups, create the groups here that you want of people to just access the overarching projects. And then you would merely give the designer permissions to those projects. So for example, let me create a group here. I'll say this is my dev team alpha, right? So that's my overarching group, and I want to give them permissions to edit the project. So all I have to do is I can just right-click the asset tagging project, specify permissions, and then I have this group section here where I can say, okay, I want them to be able to, edit, add, edit, view, open, and can use. And then that will allow people in those, oh, I didn't pick the group, silly me. And then that would allow people in that group to be able to edit and run that process, or to edit and view that particular project. So that's how that would work. Go ahead, Abu Bakr. You have ability to talk.
Hi, sorry, that was me. I think I accidentally click on,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, that was me. So,
I gotcha.
yeah, so you said you have to be like, usually we are like, if you create a project, you are usually on what you call, what the icon above the folder? How do you call that?
Oh, yeah, the
Project.
three vertical dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing. Yeah, you can left click that, or you can just if you're in this projects view here, you just right click and then there's manage permissions.
Oh, so you just click on the project that you want to share, right? You want to give
Exactly.
permission to.
You
Okay.
got it.
And then you click manage permission and then you select who you want to give permission to, right?
Exactly. Yep. You can do it based on the account level or the group level. And I think the group level is recommended because then you can just move users in and out of that group.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And also, I just
Yeah.
have to first time attending this. So it's
Yeah.
just like any open question, right? It's the same thing like you guys hold like at 8 and 1 o'clock. Is it
Yeah.
similar?
It's similar. So the difference with
Okay.
the lunch and learns is we just don't allow the customers to share screen. And the reason why is because
Okay.
we upload these videos to YouTube and we don't want to
Okay.
post your
Yeah.
company information all over the interweb. But yeah, this one you can ask any an unstructured question. It could be, it could be about the current project you're building for your company. Maybe you're stuck and you're like, hey, I need to see how certain something is built, right? Kind of like with Joe, where I said, hey, like it would be a little longer too long to talk about it on this call, but I can, hey, let's take it offline and we can just, workshop it together. Right. So you have a lot of availabilities and help to direct ask or direct access to your company
Okay.
project, and you can ask those
Okay.
types of questions not related to training.
Okay, all right. So, but it's also different than the 2 hour session that we should be attending after submitting a project, correct?
Yeah, that's totally different. That's a grading where we just grade your training project.
Okay, but for that, what do I need to do? Like, if I'm done with my project and I want to attend, I know it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, correct?
For
So
the
let's
lunch and learn meetings.
no. The grading
Uh,
meeting.
hmm
So what should I do? Should I submit the code? Should I send ask for meetings, or should I just join it?
Oh, I see. How do you get a grading beyond those days if it's not Monday, Wednesday, or Friday?
No. I mean, like, let's say I'm done with my project, the traveling splash project right now. So
hmm
today is Wednesday, and I want to be able to join the 2 hour
hmm
session on Friday. What should I do?
It's the same. It's the same link as the stand up. So you can just join it on Friday and then you'd be a part of the grading call. I feel like I'm missing the question.
Yes, but I don't have that link. Where should I get that link?
Well, you joined the stand up, right?
The stand up,
It's the
yeah.
same link. It's the same link.
Oh, it's the same link. So I use the
Yeah.
same link, but it's
Yep.
at a different time.
Exactly. Yeah, just at a different time.
Okay. And if you don't mind, Friday, what time is it again on Friday?
Oh, I forgot. Do you know Greg off the top of
I
your
think
head?
it's
On
you said
Friday,
2
yeah,
p.m.
it's going to be 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, there you
Or
go.
Eastern, so 1:30
Yeah.
to 2:30 Central, 3:30
Yeah.
Central Time, correct?
Yep.
That sounds
Okay,
right.
all
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much.
Of course. My pleasure.
All right, that's all I have for now. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hop back to Justin. Welcome back, Justin. I'm gonna give you permission to talk. Go ahead and let's see if it works.
Honestly,
no.
I didn't
Hey.
pay any attention to your answer, so
Oh, no worries. Yeah. So I mean, I don't mind going over it, and now that we can communicate, it'll be a lot easier. And Gregory, feel free to pop in. I know you might have some more insight on this than me. Basically, how merging works is decision just copy. You can't have two in decisions. You can't have two versions of the same flow in the same environment. So prod can't have version 1 of version 2 of my travel request flow. It's either one version, right? So with that, how merging works is what we do here is let's say I want to merge. Let's say I built a new feature, right? I have this new intake form, right? Let's say I want to merge it to QA for testing, right? Because in the current iteration, it's deleted. Let's say I want to merge that change into QA so they can test it. So then what you would do is you can do it from the individual like element level, and you can merge it into that QA branch. And all it does is it just copies that flow and whatever configurations you have and pushes it to that QA branch with the same revision. The same thing happens if I merge to branch an entire branch, right? If I say I want to take trunk and I want to merge it to QA, then what it will allow me to do is I can select the different elements that I want to merge over. And then once I do that, it would just overwrite whatever was on the QA branch. It will be to whatever trunk is. And that's how the merge process works. It's just copying and then overwriting the element for that other branch.
Yeah, so far that makes sense.
Okay.
I guess it wasn't really like an issue, but what I noticed was that last night I pushed a revision into the repo,
Mhm.
and then this morning I pushed another revision in, working on two different things. When I tried to merge the revision from last night, the like pop-up that it gives also included the revision I had done this morning, even though I had selected the revision from last night. My question was, is that intentional? Or yeah, is that intentional?
I gotcha. So if I understand correctly, so you did a revision, you pushed a change to the repo. And so that changes in the repo. And now you pushed another change to the repo, right? Like, version 2 or whatever. Push that to the repo. And now when you merged over that branch, you have both the changes of the previous two pushes now in that other branch. Did I understand that correctly? We can Visio this too. Let's Visio this. This is gonna be fun. Visio, because I know anytime there's discussions about repos, it's always like we need some type of thing to view. So let's Visio it. I think this will make it a little bit clearer. So here's how I'm understanding your question. I just want to make sure I got the question. Is that, let's say I have my server right here. This is my repo, right? We'll say perfect. Server, we'll say this is repo, and then I'll say this is dev. So how I'm understanding it is you have, day one, we pushed, let's see, draw a shape. That's not what I wanted, but okay, wait. Let's see. You pushed your first day's changes to the repo, right? So this is day one, right? And then the next day happened and you pushed day two, right? So you have day two changes into the repo. And then on the repo, you have two branches, right? For sake of just description, trunk, and let's just say a QA. Maybe it's not a QA branch, but we're just gonna say it's QA for just sake of demonstration, QA. Right. And now what you're noticing is if I merge, right, the stuff that is in trunk to the QA branch, it includes both day one and day two changes. Is that correct?
Correct. However, it only does that if I select day one. If I select day two, it only includes day two.
I see. So if you do day one and only does day one?
If I do day one, it does day one and day two. However,
Okay.
if I do day two, it only does day two.
I see. Okay. Now I understand. Okay. I wonder if that's the how are you merging? Let's go back to the repo. Are you merging based off a revision, or is just you're just right clicking and say, hey, merge just all this stuff into
Based on revision.
based on revision, and it's include. So okay. So are all of I see. So if you do it based on revision, there could be some elements in day one that have the revision number of one, right? Let's say 127. And if I go here, I think I'll have, do I have 127 here? I don't. Okay. So I believe, I'm trying to picture this in my head. If it's by revision, because I believe if you do it that way, I'd have to test that out. Let me I want to say that's expected behavior because when you pilot the first one and if you check in day one, I think it'll just grab all of them. I want to say that's expected, but I'm not sure. I have to take it. Let me take it offline and just test it a little bit now that I understand the use case. So I'm just going to complete this. So now if you check in day one, right? Day one, or I'm sorry. So if I merge day one, let me move this down here. Merge day one, get day 1 and 2 changes, right? And then if we do it the other way, if you just do day 2, merge day 2, only day 2, correct? That's the problem statement.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
cool.
correct.
Yeah, let me take this offline and test it. I have my own repo server. What version are you running?
I don't know what the repo, I assume the repo is 9.13, as is
Okay.
the dev.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, let me just run some tests. I want to say that sounds right to me, but I can run some quick tests to just make sure that that is the case, and I'll send you an email. Either I think today, I might have some time today, or you'll definitely get one at least tomorrow. About it. So
It wasn't an error or like a big issue. It was just,
Mhm.
I assumed that if I did day one, the
right,
assumption is I don't want to merge everything at once. And so it
sure,
would only bring day one, but I have to manually select the
hmm
ones I want. Yeah.
correct, yeah. No, yeah, sure. I think it's a great question, and I think it's just good information just to know. So that's why I like to give customers just a quick turnaround time on any query. So, but yeah, I'll find that out for you, and I'll give you somewhat of information on that. All right, cool. Any other questions? Go ahead, Abu Bakr.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, all right. Going back to that file, in the travel splash request, we have like a dashboard for manager,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe the booking agent shouldn't see that, right? So when we share the whole folder with like we want anybody to be able to submit a code, right? So how will I share without sharing like manager dashboard or something like that?
Sure. Essentially, what you would do is you would leverage the workflow catalog. So for example, I have a purchase request. This is like an enhanced purchase request where we can do a bunch of
Yeah.
cool things, right? I think submit, this is the main one, right? I can, add some requests, add some details. I can add a link. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I can add more requests. I can remove requests, right? I got a lot of cool stuff here. So what we can do here is, let's say I want to give access to somebody just to run that flow. I don't want them to be able to view anything. What you
Okay.
would do here is inside of this public folder, there's this catalog. This
Okay.
catalog, I love this annotation tool. This catalog directly correlates, let me move this thing out of the way, correlates to this folder right here that is accessible. See these two things? That is accessible for people who are just end users, meaning they just run processes. They don't need to look at data, they just submit purchase requests. So if I go ahead and in my catalog, and I think I've already configured this, I have added this workflow catalog item. And how you do that is you just right click this. You can say add a run flow, and then you can say this is run my process or whatever you want to call it. You can give it an icon. I'll do a raft, and then you can just give it a flow, right? And I can pick whatever flow. I'll just use the same one for demonstration. And then I can click add, and that adds another one of these things to that process. Now, what the end user sees, right? What you have to make sure you do is on this catalog, you can right click and add permissions, and you want to give at least can use permissions for that catalog for the account or for the user group. That will allow end users to be able to access those flows. Now, what they will do is they won't go inside the project at all. They will just click on this 4 squares thing right here, and you'll see I have my run my process and my submit loan application to I-9 generation. I have all these workflow items here, and that's how they would run that process without having to need permissions to go through the what do you call it inside of the project. So that's where
Okay.
that configured.
Okay, so what we do is actually creating like something in a catalog and then add a permission to whoever you wanted to use it, correct?
Yep, they need two things. They need can
Okay.
use permissions to the project. So you need to do permissions and make sure you have right here can use, like exactly what I have here. Where I say, hey, purchase request managers, they can use that elements in that folder and that project. And then you're going to want to make sure that you give them permissions here for, can use and can open, can view. I think those are the three you would need to be able to run that.
Okay. Okay. And anyway, like you said, this session is recorded, right?
Yep, it's going to be posted on YouTube afterwards. So as soon as it ends, we'll be posting it on YouTube shortly. Just takes a
Okay.
while for
And
the video to
is
mix.
it like an easy way we can find it?
Yeah,
When
so I'll send you the YouTube channel. If you just like, comment, and subscribe to that YouTube channel we have, I think. I'm gonna put the channel name in the chat, so just
Okay.
have that one on just have that handy, and just to show you what it looks like, right? We have our lunch and learn videos, right? 8.5, all that here. So it'd probably be like the first video. We probably got to update a couple of videos from last week. Did we miss last week's, Gregory?
I can check. I was not aware of that, but look.
Gotcha. Well, we'll make sure that we get all of that up to date. But yes, as soon as this video mixes, we'll get that uploaded. So you can see it. Should be done by today once it mixes.
Okay. All right.
But
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Yep. All righty. Any other questions? All righty. I think that's a great place to stop. So thank you guys so much for attending. Appreciate all the great questions. It was very fun. I had a great time, learned some new things, and have some great follow-up. So thank you so much for attending. Tomorrow, Gregory Goldston will be attending. He will be running that meeting, so that'll be a good treat. So I would definitely set aside your calendars to attend on that one. And also, as usual, please go to our YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We post these QA videos daily. We also have the Solutions Marketplace where we will create kind of simple logic and simple examples that you can then either use in your current projects or you can see how we built them. And then we also have different product roadmap reviews. So Kirsten and the product management team, every once in a while, they'll lead one of these meetings and they'll show you some new features and new things that are coming in new versions of decisions. So those are also some very good special treats there. So, but without further ado, thank you so much for attending, and I'll see you guys next time.